Dear students, today, in continuation of the interrogative questions, specifically WH questions, last class I have discussed with whose. Today I am continuing part 2 under the whose. That is 71 chapter. Rules to ask questions starting with whose part 2 under Learn English through Tamil Foundation course. I am Dr. R. Gunasegaran is taking class for you. Vetri welcomes you all. Now, here I have already explained to you the introduction in part 1. So, by avoiding that introduction, let me go directly the auxiliary verb 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 5 I will go. First, I will take do verbs. Under this, kindly follow. Here the common general formula whose plus auxiliary verb main or helping plus subject we can commonly apply as a formula. So using this formula, I am framing the sentence, kindly follow. Here, whose do these keys belong to? Whose do these keys belong to? That means, இந்த சாவிகள் யாருக்கு சொந்தமானவை? யாருக்கு சொந்தமானவை? யாருடையது? So here belong main verb, do auxiliary. Whose do you think these shoes are? These shoes are. Here, do auxiliary verb, think or, it is actually main verb. Whom do you think? This additionally you can take, but these shoes are main verb. Here, normally, under this, the better way, natural way we can say, normally under whose, you can add your subject, then if you would use auxiliary, it will be naturally, grammatically, it is more convenient. So, example I am giving. Whose shoes do you think these are? Do you think these are? Natural way. Okay, next. Whose do these papers to be? Whose do these papers appear to be? Appear main verb, do auxiliary. Whose do these books on the table belong to? Blank main verb, do auxiliary. Whose do you suppose these classes are? Whose do you suppose these classes are? Are main verb, do auxiliary. The next one, 5 more sentences I will give under this do. Whose do these clothes in the laundry belong to? Blank main verb, do auxiliary. Whose do these toys scattered around the room belong to? Whose do these toys scattered around the room belong to? Blank is the main verb and do auxiliary. Whose do you think these mails are addressed to? That do think, do auxiliary verb or addressed main verb. Whose do these fingerprints match? Match main verb, do auxiliary. Whose do these music playlists seem to be main verb, do auxiliary. So here do is acting as an auxiliary verb. Normally here I want to give one information. So normally in simple sentences when we are using do, what we are using, do always we are using for plural. If it is a noun, do we are using for plural. So what are in the personal pronoun? We do. Then you do. Then they do. But if you want to use he, she, it, so we are not using do, we are using does. The same way, if you are using the plural noun, for examples, the apples, mangoes, like that, also we have to use the. So that is the same rule you have to follow when you are raised question also. Please follow. Now coming for does. This is, as I already pointed out, singular verb applicable. Whose does this book belong to? Blank main verb, does auxiliary. Whose does this laptop belong? Blank main verb, does auxiliary. Whose does the dog bark at every morning? Bark, main verb, does auxiliary. Who does the idea for this project come from? Come, main verb, does auxiliary. Come, you know already. Come, it is V1 verb. Came, V2. And come again, V3. Come again, V3, past participle. That's why it is coming as a main verb. The last one. Who does this handwriting resemble? Resemble main verb, does auxiliary. Please follow. The next one. Who does the missing book from the library belong to? Who does the missing book from the library belong to? Belong is the main verb, does is the auxiliary. Who does the artwork belong to? Belong main verb, does auxiliary, helping verb. Who does the phone number refer to? Refer to. Who does the phone number refer to? So main verb refer and does auxiliary. Who does the recipe for the dish come from? Come, main verb, does auxiliary. Whose does the responsibility for the task fall to? Fall, main verb, then does auxiliary. Please follow. This is the most important using does. Now I'll go for the past tense. Whether it is do or does, past tense did, common. So I'm using did, I can raise question now. Whose did you borrow the book from? Whose did you borrow? இந்த புத்தகத்தை நீ யாரிடமிருந்து வாங்கினாய்? இந்த புத்தகத்தை நீ யாரிடமிருந்து வாங்கினாய்? Past tense. யாரிடம் இருந்து. அல்லது நீ வாங்கிய இந்த புத்தகம் யாருடையது? வாங்கிய இந்த புத்தகம் யாருடையது? வாங்கிய, past tense. Whose did the car keys belongs to? Belong, main verb, did auxiliary. Whose did you borrow that laptop? Borrow, main verb, did, auxiliary. The important information is when we are using past tense auxiliary, then main verb comes always, it will be in present tense. Please follow. Okay, the next one. Whose did the cat come from? Come, main verb, did, auxiliary. Who did the project originally belong? Belong, main verb, did, auxiliary. Continuation under did. Whose did you find this pen with? Find, main verb, did, auxiliary. Whose did the idea come from? Come, main verb, did, auxiliary. Whose did the shirt fit perfectly? Fit, main verb, did, auxiliary. Whose did you share the information with? Share, main verb, did, auxiliary verb, helping verb. Whose did the credit go to for the success? Go, main verb, did, auxiliary. Okay, let me go for the next type, that is has verb. This is coming under the third type. Has, have, had. Okay, let me start now. Whose has the best performance record in the team? Has, auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Whose has the highest sales this quarter? Has, auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Whose has the keys to this office? Has, auxiliary acting as a main verb. Who has completed the project ahead of schedule? So complete, main verb, has is the auxiliary. Please follow. So present perfect. Now kindly follow the next sentence. Whose has the responsibility to lead the meeting? Has, main verb, auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Whose has the authority to approve this budget? Has, auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Whose has the highest customer satisfaction rating? Auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Whose has the latest version of the software? Has, action verb acting as a main verb. Whose has the final say on this decision? Has, auxiliary verb acting on the main verb. The next I'll go for the have. So has we have to use only for he, she, it, that is third person singular, and if it is noun for singular noun, we are using has. She has, he has, it has. Okay, the monkey has, singular. But if it is plural, then we have to use have. But the specific here example, one exceptional is even I, first person singular, we are using have only. We will not use the has, we will not use. Please keep it in mind. Note it, please. In the I is the exceptional case. Only verb we are using am, present tense. In all other, the auxiliary verb means we are using not singular, only plural verb we are using. So I have, I am using. Then I am not using I does, I do, I am using. So it's an exceptional case. Please have it in mind. So let me go now. Whose idea have you implemented in the project? Please follow. Whose idea have you implemented? Implemented is the main verb. Have is the auxiliary. Here I am using whose along with another subject idea. Whose idea have you implemented in the project? I can also have like this. Whose have idea you implemented in the project also I can raise, but grammatically it will not be nice, because it is the normal way of asking. So when we have coming, better we'll use along with WH whose, use your subject. This is an exceptional case, please follow. Whose book have you been reading? Have auxiliary verb, been reading main verb. Whose laptop have you used? Have auxiliary verb, used main verb. Whose advice have you followed? Followed main verb, have auxiliary verb. The next one. Whose car have you got to go to London? Whose car have you got to go to London? Got main verb, have auxiliary. Whose speech have you liked more? Liked main verb, have auxiliary. Whose love have you liked much? Liked main verb, have auxiliary verb, helping verb. Whose cook have you liked more? Liked main verb, have auxiliary. Whose job have you interested more? Interested main verb, have auxiliary. Please follow. So the corresponding have, we have had is the past tense, we will use that one. For has and have, past tense is had, so I can now use with the had. Number one, whose had the biggest impact on your life? So had is the auxiliary acting as a main verb. Whose had the most influence in your career? Had is the auxiliary verb acting as a main. Whose had the best solution to the problem? Had auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Whose had the greatest success in the project? Had auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Who had the longest tenure at the company? Had auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Now, in the 5 sentences, we use had as a auxiliary verb as a main verb. Now, we are going to give some other example along with, so we can get sometimes even main verb also. Let us see whether we are having. Whose had the most creative idea in the meeting? So here, had main verb. There is no auxiliary verb as a main verb. There is no main verb. Whose had the highest score in the test? Had is the main verb. Whose had the best performance in the competition? Had is the main verb. Whose had the most innovative approach to the task? Whose had the most innovative approach to the task? Approach is the main verb, had is the auxiliary. Please follow. Okay, next. Whose had the quickest turn around time for the assignment? Had is the auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Next, I will go for the fourth one, that is the fourth auxiliary, that is, we'll call it as the secondary auxiliary verb. In this case, will, shall, may, can, etc. will come. So, whose will be the final decision on this in this project? Please follow. I must. This is very, very important. I told you first be verb, has verb, and do verbs only will act as a main verb. Whereas will, third, the fourth one and fifth type, so they will call secondary auxiliary or modal verb. They will not act as a main at all. They will not, never will come as a main verb. Always there will be another main verb. So in this case, just see here, whose will be the final decision in this project? Will auxiliary be, will be. Be may be of anything. Be verb is, or, was, were, am. So even be normally we'll use. Whose will be the final decision in this project? இந்த ப்ராஜெக்டில் யாருடைய முடிவு ஃபைனலாக இருக்கும்? யாருடைய முடிவு ஃபைனலாக இருக்கும்? யாருடைய? Please follow. Whose will be having responsibility to complete this task? Will auxiliary verb, be main verb. Then whose will be the person to approve the budget? Will auxiliary, be main verb. Who will be the name on the contract? Will auxiliary, be main verb. Whose will be the job to organize the event? Will auxiliary, be main verb. The next one. Whose will be the duty to manage the team? Will auxiliary, be main verb. Whose will be the account used for transaction? Will auxiliary, be main verb. Whose will be the turn to present next? Will auxiliary, be main verb. Whose will be the car used for tour? Will be used. Be used. Kindly follow. Will auxiliary, be used. That is the main verb. Will be used. Kindly follow. Whose will be the email we should contact? Whose will be, will auxiliary, be main verb. Email we should contact. Kindly follow. Now the corresponding would. My dear student, I have repeated many times, would is not past tense of will, because will is a future tense, would also a future tense. So both future, how past tense will come. You understand this concept. In future, past will not come. So how to understand now which is near future, which is far future? Would is near future, will is far future. That means you have to use would if you want to do that work within few seconds, few minutes, few hours. You use will for weeks, months, year, you can use. That means would means certain, 100% will do. Will means may or may not. That is the main difference. Please follow. So it is not past tense. The same way it will be applicable for can, could, may, might, etc. Right. Whose would you invite to your birthday party? Invite, main verb, would, auxiliary. Who would you trust with your secret? Trust, main verb, would, auxiliary. Whose would you call in your emergency? Call, main verb, would. auxiliary. Who would you choose as a mentor? Choose main verb, would, auxiliary. Who would you ask for advice on investment? Ask main verb, would, auxiliary. The next, 5 more. Whose would you like to travel with around the world? Would, auxiliary, like, main verb. Whose would you prefer to work on the project? Whose would you prefer to work on the project? Prefer, main verb, would, auxiliary. Whose would you recommend for a manager? Would, auxiliary, recommend, main verb. Whose would you consider your inspiration? Consider, main verb, would, auxiliary. Whose would you ask to be your partner? Ask, main verb, would, auxiliary. Please follow. Next, I'll go for can. Whose can I contact for technical support? Contact, main verb, can, auxiliary. I told you, 4th and 5th type, that is the secondary auxiliaries or modal verb will not come as a main verb. Can alone, it will not come. I can, if you say, the meaning is I can do. Do will come the main verb. I can eat. I can eat. Eat is the main verb. So can alone will not come separately. Whose can I trust with sensitive information? Can, auxiliary, trust, main verb. Whose can we invite? Invite, main, can, auxiliary. Whose can you recommend for this project? Recommend, main verb, can, auxiliary. Who can I rely on the honest feedback? Rely, main verb, can, auxiliary. 5 more. Whose can I ask for the career advice? Ask, main verb, can, auxiliary. Whose can we hire for this role? Hire, main verb, can, auxiliary. Whose can you consult for legal issues? Consult, main verb, can, auxiliary. Whose can I assign this task to? Assign, main verb, can, the auxiliary. Whose can I collaborate with on this project? Collaborate, main verb, can, auxiliary. So let me go for next sentences. The could, I will go for good. Whose could you ask for advice on starting business? Who could ask? Ask mean good. It is the auxiliary. Whose could you contact for software development? Contact main verb, good, auxiliary. Whose could I contact for funding? Contact main, could, auxiliary. Whose could you rely on for financial guidance? Rely, main, could, auxiliary. Whose could you join my team as a co-founder? Join, main verb, good, auxiliary. So, 5 more sentence. Whose could you offer the best advice on coding? Could, auxiliary, offer, main verb. Whose could you assist with marketing strategies? Assist, main verb, could, auxiliary. Whose could I reach out for technical support? Reach, main verb, could, auxiliary. Whose could I repair my laptop? Repair main verb could auxiliary. The next one. Whose could you help me to buy a car? Help main verb good auxiliary. Kindly follow. So this is the way we have to raise question using whose. I hope you are happy. We will see in the next class with why the WH questions. Bye bye. See you. I am Dr. Kodasekaran.